If you are feeling like you are lost, then this video is for you. I was urged to come on here because I felt that there is a collective right now who has chosen what seems to be the harder route right now. And that route is to go your own way. It's as simple as that. But it's as profound as that too. And so for many in this collective, that has meant leaving a job. For some, I heard it's leaving a parent. For someone, I heard it's leaving a pet behind, which is so sad. I'm really sorry if that's something you're going through. Okay, but then for others, I heard, for others, you're just leaving shoes and socks behind. So take that as it resonates. It could be literal. There could be someone who's embracing that barefoot life, but I think it also is about, oh, thank you. I needed to laugh today. About letting go the perceptions of the material world that feel like they're essential for survival. Like shoes and socks, most of us would agree, unless you are in the barefoot camp, that you need those daily, or at least choose. But I'm being told like you're gonna be provided for, and don't worry about clinging to the material world currently around you. It's not that this collective is going to go and become monks, unless that's your chosen path. Totally cool, but it's not necessary. That's not what I'm feeling. This is not a collective that needs to experience self-denial or living in poverty or any kind of like minimalism that denies any pleasure of the senses. In fact, I feel quite the opposite. This is a collective that's being invited to step more fully into the joy of pleasure and like in self-care. Case in point, I had a really long day, but I really wanted to do a video as feeling like I really wanted to talk to you guys. And I had on like makeup and I was dressed and earrings and jewelry and I was like ready to go, but I was exhausted and really felt kind of gross. And I just heard like, go have a shower, take care of yourself, wash away literally and spiritually the day's energy, and just come on with a clean slate. So it's like a little awkward for me to not have anything on, but at the same time it feels really like relaxed to be here with you guys. Like I can take the mask off a little bit and just be me, a little bit flawed, you know, a little bit of rosacea, like a little bit of wet hair. So it's all good. Like this is the end of the day. I invite you guys to relax and chill out and do whatever would feel good to you right now, whether it's a bath, making a cup of tea, getting a glass of wine, getting into your comfy jammies, snuggling up with your pets or partners or loved ones, and just really and getting like, let yourself feel embraced by the comfort of the material, which is a funny, it's a funny message. I feel like I'm getting a lot of these seemingly paradoxical messages, because didn't just a moment ago I say like, let go of the material? Well, they're saying you've got it right though. You're on the money, literally. Like it's about letting go of perceptions of, will you give me a word, please? Material lack. Thank you. And embracing instead a hyper awareness of how easily you can comfort yourself with what's around you. So it's an interesting way of thinking about the material world, which is, I think, a little different from how we're taught. Because I feel what's at the heart of it is how many of us look at everything around us and worry that it's not enough. And we're chasing the next thing. Like, what else do I need? How many more shoes and socks do I need to have to, like, tie me down for the winter to survive? As there's a lot of like survival fear energy behind it. And it's really letting go of that so you can relax into being present in the moment, where what you have around you, like right now, right as you're watching this video, is enough to sustain you to the next moment. You may not be in the perfect situation you're in. You may not be in the house that you want to be in. You may not be in the state you want to be in the town, in the country, in the situation. But it's like letting go of your grip on needing the material world to be something specific, and instead, relaxing into the heart of what it is, which is constantly looking for ways to nourish you. That's what is hard for us to see when we're in our fear and anxiety and lack mentality. I'm seeing it's kind of ironic, right? Because when we're in that mentality where we would love to feel that the world's nurturing us, but somehow being in that state becomes the exact blockage to observing and feeling the truth of that in here, right? Which is really like where we need truth to be felt. It's like you can logic your way to high heaven, but if you don't feel here that inner security, that inner warmth, comfort, joy, it doesn't matter how many words you use or how many reassurances that you try to give yourself, or like tangible reasons, like you look at like money in your bank account, or how many objects of furniture you have, or whatever measurement, again, that physical measurement that would make you feel security and safety. That is the material illusion you're being invited to, well, I won't say walk away from, because again, it's not about saying money's not important. It is. And in fact, we'll talk about that maybe in this video or in another, but the abundance is here, okay? It's not going anywhere. In fact, it's increasing. But it's about letting go of the worry over what is not yet observant in the physical field. Let's pull up some cards on that. Because I get that this is a collective who is just like, I so feel for you, because I get it. It's almost like you're in tears trying to make yourself fit, and you just can't make yourself fit. Oh, look at that. Celebrate growth and breakthroughs. Look how fucking radiant. Oh boy. Yeah, that's exactly like the energy we need to be in, right? And look how like the abundance and the light really radiates from within her, like outward. So that's the thing. It's like you don't need to worry about what is physically around you, because you're constantly being fed by what is inside you. And I just got like a really, oh God, I don't want you guys to ever think I'm taking anything you're going through lightly. Believe me, I get it very personally. I just got like a wave of emotion of someone who is feeling cold tonight, like physically cold. And my heart just really goes out to you. I really hope that you find a safe place tonight to feel warm. And in fact, I'm going to like take a moment and send you some Reiki. So I'm sending this right through this video straight to you. Whenever it reaches you is the perfect moment. Like all things, Reiki is universal and timeless and can go in any direction of time or space. So I pray that that finds you, brings you warmth, uplifts you, and helps you find an opportunity to get somewhere warm and safe. Oh gosh, yeah, this is a collective that's really like going through it. Guys, stuff's a lot right now. Like, and I'm with you in it, okay? There's a lot of change. And in that change, there's like a lot of feeling of isolation. That's an illusion too, you know, but it's almost like they're saying, but you had to feel alone a little bit, don't you, in order to find your own strength. Yes, that's true. I did have to experience that, even though it really was never alone. I always had guides. I always had my higher self. I mean, like, it's only in this plane of reality that we have physical bodies that by default separate us from each other. But the larger part of you that exists in many planes is never separated. So the more you can tune in, and again, it goes back to that finding a little moment of comfort right now in the present moment, that is going to be your best surefire way to tune in to what is going to help get you to the next level, is what I'm hearing. And that next level is going to look like a pathway. It's going to look like a decision. It's going to look like movement forward, which I know has been very frustrating for a lot of people in this collective, is just not knowing where to go, what to do, what action to take, knowing that you need change, knowing that you don't fit in the box, knowing that, in fact, without even, without, bless you, desperately trying and doing your best to fit in the box and cling to it and modify every part of yourself that you have within your power to fit in the box, in doing so, you still pushed yourself out of the box or someone else pushed you out of it, because there's just no resonance. There's no alignment with it anymore. It's like those like kids games where you've got like the triangle shaped hole and you've got like the cylinder and you're trying to like mash it in. Like, it's just not going to work, dude. It's like not going to happen. Like, and there's a lot of understandable denialism, I think, among this collective, because we've been taught for so long to try to fit in the box, and then we're taught it's very scary outside of the box. You'll never survive outside of the box. You can't do it on your own outside of the box. You will be all alone outside of the box, and all of these other narrative things. Oh my gosh. Okay, look what I pulled while I was talking. This is what we're all doing, guys. This is the point. We've been longing for this new world to happen. Who do you think's making it? We're the ones who are stepping forward to be the creators of this new space. And it's not like we're going to get in a spaceship and travel to New Earth. New Earth is here. We're making it happen. So give yourself a big hug and know that nothing you're experiencing right now is ultimately wrong or bad. You are in a weird liminal space of in-betweenness, which never feels good because the physical body is not going to feel good with liminality. We like concrete things. That's what we're designed to do with these bodies, is be concrete. In the new world that we're creating, you're going to get to enjoy your concrete body in new ways. In fact, it's going to be delightful to be stepping into this new world, fully embracing yourself as you and enacting in the physical reality this new version of yourself, which is more truly who you are, more in alignment with that higher self. Sorry, they're saying. Oh, they're saying we want you to know you are never not your true self, to clarify. Okay, thank you. So it's not like you need to go and reject or shame or feel cringe in any way about any of those previous versions of you. It's not about that, but it's like, it's going to feel so good when you are living in the simple, easy reality of being more truly you. Whether that means you're going to be more open using your voice, you're going to speak up more, you're going to start dressing differently and presenting yourself differently to people around you, and they might be like, oh, you're wearing eye makeup today. And, you know, like old you might have been like, oh yeah, I don't know, like, is it too much? And new you is just like, yeah, it's great, right? Love it. I don't care if you love it. I love it. You're just embracing however you want to present yourself physically into the world. And that is going to be part of how you begin to see the environment around you shift. It means opportunities coming in that weren't open to you before, simply because you were not in the frequency to align with them. And, you know, it's like people will perceive you differently, and it's going to be good different. People who don't like who you're becoming are probably not going to be people who hang around in your life too much longer after this. It doesn't have to be a dramatic parting, although it could be. But for most of us in this collective, we're already the types of people who don't enjoy conflict. We're loving beings. We don't really like feel good making other people feel bad, you know, for like the sake of ego. It's not a good vibe or feeling to kind of put someone down. I think this collective would probably agree like with the sentiment, like the best revenge is living well, like just sort of letting it go and wishing that other person the best, which ironically sometimes like confounds them, but like truly in your heart, like you recognize like their own fears and flaws are driving them. I think it's like easy for this collective to have a lot of compassion on like people who don't want them to change, because it's like, we get it too. Like we had the fear, we had you know, some of us maybe have like gone through phases where we weren't our best self. Maybe we told lies by virtue of not being honest with people how we felt because we were scared, you know, like we've gone through our own versions of soul tests where we've like realized like through our flaws, like we were just trying to learn and grow and understand. So it's really easy for us to recognize other people's flaws as also their lessons and their struggles and efforts to grow and understand. So yeah, this is going to be like a time when you really find yourself going through like a physical and a spiritual and like on every level a glow up, and people are going to notice this. Sorry, I get so dehydrated, especially now that the heat's going in my house. You get to enjoy some ASMR of me like glugging. Okay. What else does this collective need to know? I'm going to get into another deck because it's a little more like practical. Oh, look at this. Okay. I feel like this is just playing off of what you're saying. Like, it's like someone who might have perceived you as the evil queen, like, didn't recognize, like, that you yourself were going through some kind of soul test. I don't know, maybe someone who an old you might have seen as like the evil queen is also again recognizing like that they are going through a soul test. But I feel like it's like got real like Wicked vibes for me too. This is, I think, for some of you, part of the change you're going through. Like literally you might start painting your nails black, and like some people are like, I don't like that. And you're like, I don't care. You know? So you're kind of embracing perceptions of what other people might think is bad or inappropriate, or they just don't like it. And you're just like, I think I'm awfully sweet doing all these things. This makes me feel like absolutely the sweetest. I'm the kindest person I've ever been when I get to paint my nails black. So embrace it. All right, what else? What else we got? Oh. It's really comfy coming on here in a bathrobe. I don't want to do it all the time, but maybe I'll do it more often. Okay, I think these are just like driving home, kind of how we started this video, focusing on the here and now. I do feel, oh, look at this sky there. To me, this is like a real winter solstice card. I'll tell you why. So, especially this December, when we are going through so much massive planetary change, I think a lot of us are really reflecting on the past. And again, in that sense of feeling lost, we're kind of like cycling back, like, what could I have done differently? Should I have done this? Should I have done that? Or thinking about, regrets, mistakes, maybe even situations that you didn't love, but because they're familiar, you almost want to go back to. Don't. You literally can't anyway. So I'm not even like worried about telling you don't, because it's like the door already closed. Like the vibration's gone. Like you're vibrating up here now. That was here. There's no way you can like even like plummet back down to that, even if you tried. So don't even worry about that kind of thing. But the reason I bring up the solstice in particular is it's my favorite kind of holiday. I don't know. I don't really like do elaborate rituals for the various what do you call these kinds of holidays? Like geographical or natural. I don't know. I forget. There's a word. I'm losing it. But like summer solstice, spring equinox, all of that. But I love the concept of observing points of the year in which nature is giving us lessons as like the earth is turning. And for me, the winter solstice, especially those of us who are in the northern hemisphere, it's the shortest day, it's the longest night. To me, it's when this gives me like chills even just like thinking about it, but it's a really potent time to sit with fear. And I imagine this is like what a lot of our ancestors did, again, not knowing really if their son would come back, and that feeling of utter darkness. And it is kind of like, I think, the space that so many of us are in right now, like the void, the liminality, the what now feeling. And every year I try to take time on the solstice to sit, like get up early and sit in the dark and just meditate and kind of let whatever comes. And at first it was scary. I mean, and it's funny how can you feel scared in your own house, like in the dark? But it really was about almost like what thoughts are going to come through, what what's going to come up if I let myself go into that void. It might be uncomfortable. It might tell me something I don't like about myself. It might, bring me back to a past trauma I don't want to experience again. Long story short, none of those things really happen, but I feel like it was important to surrender to it and trust that I would be okay through the process, because I feel like it's really important to give yourself that spiritual reset and let yourself look at what is within without fear. Even if an emotion comes up, it's kind of like almost like a fleeting puff of smoke. It lasts like a second and you kind of observe it and you're like, oh, yeah, that was kind of inside me still, wasn't it? And you just let that go. And then it's gone. And being able to do that really, I don't know, maybe it does like a nervous system reset too. I don't, it's very powerful. If you're looking for something like that to try, I recommend it. Super simple. It doesn't require you to do, like, again, any kind of elaborate setup. Just sit in the darkness. And then I do, like, after I meditate for a while in the quiet, in the dark, I then will go and, like, light a candle, and I like to, like, turn on all the lights in the house, and kind of, to me, like, in a way, like, maybe, I guess it is kind of a ritual then in a way, but bring back the light, and it feels like that's my new year, because it's the Earth's new year, really, because after that the sun starts to come back, in the northern hemisphere, of course. I know I'm like, I don't know how global my reach is yet here, but I want to make sure I speak to everybody. So yeah, maybe I'll leave it there tonight, guys. I've been talking for a while. If you're still here, thank you so much. I love you and I appreciate you. I hope this resonated with you and it gives you some comfort tonight. Yeah, there's a lot of exciting stuff coming, so just give yourself a big hug. All right. Mwah. Good night.